You were the one who picked Chelsea, right?
I did. I picked Chelsea. I almost waffled. I didn't put any money down on it, so I didn't profit off of this win. But I gotta say from the get go, and then I'll stop my American bias after this. It was a historic day for all American footballers and American footballing fans because Christian Pulisic at 22 becomes the first American to play in a Champions League final and then win a Champions League final. And if only he didn't pull that shot to the left.
I know, I saw
Ooh,
it. I was thinking Breton must be dying at this moment. Like
uh,
if Pulisic had scored that goal. But I won't judge Pulisic. I'll judge Werner. Like Chelsea should be winning 3-0 first
yeah.
half. But I'd like to mention one name first, and that name
Hmm.
is Kai Havertz,
Yep.
because Kai Havertz is going to be remembered now with a Didier Drogba type goal.
Yep.
Okay, because all the young Chelsea fans are going to remember Kai Havertz, the most expensive Chelsea signing ever,
Yep.
scoring one of the most important goals in Chelsea
Uh,
history. It's fitting. It's
it is.
fitting.
It is. And actually, just to piggyback on that, Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard, Kai Havertz. Those are the only three Chelsea goal scorers in a Champions League final. No matter what he does in a Chelsea shirt from here on out, he will forever be remembered fondly solely for that moment.
That is
Some,
impressive.
I mean, something tells me, though, Kai Havertz is going to go on to have a very good career because you got to think about what the poor guy actually went through this past year. I mean, he had COVID, and not just that, he had those lingering effects, the respiratory stuff and all that that you don't want. Most of us as younger people, you can shake it off. Not that I'm a doctor here in any way, shape, or form, but Kai Havertz was not necessarily able to shake it off. It took him a while, and then you add to that the weight on his shoulders of becoming the most expensive player.
I agree.
And on top of that, you got a transition to a new league, a league that is very different than the Bundesliga.
And a new
Um,
culture. A new
and then,
culture.
oh yeah,
Language. Center backs. You're saying the English league is different. The center backs are much stronger, much ruthless, and the time you have to think when you get the ball is so limited. In the English league, you need to think fast. If you don't, you're not. You can't be there. And yeah, but it was really good too to see Mason Mount
oh,
winning the title. I wanted to see Foden, but seeing Mason Mount lifting up the title, it's reminiscent for some Chelsea fans of Lampard, and we can start comparing both. I guess it's
I mean, some reminiscent, some of it. It is reminiscent of it, and I'll tell you what, this opportunity would have never afforded itself to Chelsea if they didn't get that transfer ban, right?
true.
If they, if they didn't screw it up, I mean, I don't see them dipping into Cobham and giving. I think they were given between Lampard and Tuchel this year.
Hmm.
They gave nine players their first shot, all academy players. And you've got a guy like Mason Mount, who I believe it was 5 years ago, almost to the day, that he
Hmm.
lifted. He came off the bench and helped them win the UEFA Youth League 5 years
Yeah.
ago. And there he is yesterday lifting the Champions League trophy. Um,
But
and that wouldn't
mhm.
have happened if you didn't have the turmoil you had over the last 2 years.
you gotta admire how cold-blooded Roman Abramovich is.
Oh yeah,
He replaces the manager mid-season, and Thomas Tuchel leaves PSG and wins the Champions League.
yeah,
Like the pressure that Roman Abramovich puts on managers
yeah,
is unbelievable. Like Conte, the minute he starts losing, out.
yeah.
Lampard, the minute he starts dipping a bit, out. He doesn't give a chance to the managers.
No,
He,
no,
but
and
I get a feeling he really loves Chelsea, though. I know he's involved with the Super League and everything,
mm,
but I don't know. He changed the club. You even saw Aspilicueta having a moment with him in the end of at the end of
right,
the game, celebrating, and he said, "Look, this man, you Chelsea fans, you owe a lot to him. Like he's the well, it's
yeah.
understandable.
Well,
He
the
pays
the,
the
the funny
bills, But
Yeah, and I don't know if this is true. I should probably verify it before saying it, but it sounds right in that when Abramovich was out on the pitch after the win, it was actually the first time Thomas Tuchel and Abramovich had met each other face to face.
no, that's
Um,
crazy.
and I don't know whether someone verify that. Let us know if it's true in the comments. Otherwise, I'm guilty of clickbait, and I apologize. Um, but I'll tell you what, the other person you have to throw in here.
Okay.
I am so happy of the game Reece James put in.
Oh,
I mean, 7 tackles, 1, and I'm pretty sure when he emptied out his pockets at the end of the night, he had Raheem Sterling right in there. So it was just a great game and another Cobham product. I mean, hell, Mason Mount and Mason Mount started in the academy when he was 6 years old. I believe Reece James was right around the same time too. So these guys are blue. I mean, they are literally blue. And
True.
to see them do something like that, I mean, that is the narrative that you almost want. And it's obviously it's a tough loss for Manchester City considering how amazing of a season. To see De Bruyne go out early with a broken freaking, excuse my language, but a broken orbital, a broken skull. I mean, that guy's a warrior, and it was not his most fluid year, but man, he is still one of the he is a great, and he will get his chance again. I have a feeling.
Well, I want to say something about this game, and it is right now Kante is my number one pick for Ballon d'Or.
Wow.
Because Kante was the man of the match in the first leg in the semi-final. Second game, he was the man of the match too. And in the final, he was no doubt the kryptonite to Guardiola.
Yeah.
I think Guardiola can't figure out what he can do against Kante. Kante is undoubtedly one of the best players we've seen this decade. He is game-changing, and he deserves a new contract at Chelsea. Sign it. He deserves anything, what he wants. He is the star.
I'm with you there. And think about this. The last time Chelsea won the Champions League, I believe it was 2012. N'Golo Kante was still playing in the third division of France. Made his way up to Liga 2, then made his way up and obviously to Leicester at some point. And now he's won a Premier League championship. He's won an FA Cup. He's won a Europa League championship. He's won a World Cup. And let's add the Champions League to that. And who knows? Maybe he adds a Euro later on this summer. But yeah, you did say you didn't want to see him cry or, So.
I did say that. But I think after this match too, like Chelsea need to be thinking, should we replace Werner? Would you replace Timo Werner?
I'd give him another year at least. I mean, he's young. He's you can see he puts himself in places. I certainly have nothing. He can't hit the broadside of a barn right now with a shot, but he certainly puts himself in places. He's mobile. There's so many positives that you can build off of. I think the bigger question you almost have to ask is this the most value you're ever going to get from an N'Golo Kante? This is ruthless, but do you think about offloading him, or do you keep building around him?
Impossible.
I'm just saying, Leicester City did it.
No, Chelsea won't do it. He's the type of player. Chelsea wants to compare themselves with Barcelona and Real Madrid, or at least I get that feeling. Yeah. And even Hazard leaving Chelsea, it was a big thing. They didn't like it. It happened, but Chelsea didn't like it. That shows that Chelsea are trying to compare themselves with the top of the top.
Sure.
But it's more too. I was here talking about Werner, but I should be talking about on the other side, Guardiola must be thinking, I need a left back and a striker. Badly. And Aguero's leaving to Barcelona. And I think this is the Harry Kane confirmed. I think Harry Kane is going to Man City after this match.
That would be...
De Bruyne left. City had nothing. I don't know why he didn't put the CDM. I think it was because of what I said, the Kante kryptonite. I think he wanted to do something to exploit Kante, but it didn't work. Yeah. And
but you don't think if you have a Fernandinho in there, just for the sake of this is a one-off game. This is not some tactical masterpiece. This is a one-off game. You got to have your warriors in there. And Fernandinho is going to do everything he most possibly can to win that, or even a Rodri. But I just don't understand the lack of a DM. I really don't. That one
yeah,
confounded me. I have no clue why. And it was glaring, obviously, when you had the two center backs. It was like the parting of the sea,
I agree.
right? The two center backs with that Kai Havertz goal. I was confused.
Well, it
I
was
mean,
a
tell
heck
me
of
what
a
happened there. I don't know what happened.
I agree. Well, it was a heck of a day. Like, it was a really good game. In my opinion, I liked it. I liked the game. But yeah. So with this game, Chelsea validate themselves as the #1 club in London, in my opinion. Two
I
Champions Leagues. Arsenal fans, you're out of the, you're out of European competitions.